Dear friends, Salam Alaikum. You know, the work of Threshold Society has always been focused on individual spiritual practice. And we often don't talk very much about the world, about our societies, about politics, about all those issues. And yet we know that the individual soul and our spiritual practice is not isolated, not independent of the world around us and the needs, especially, of the world around us. Lately I've been asking myself, what responsibility do we bear for the state of the world? How can we be of service? What is the most precious thing that we can offer? Well, we're facing a series of converging crises, as you know. The first is a global pandemic that requires of us that we care for our own health and for the health of others as responsibly as we can. Add to that a global financial crisis, which is touching many of our lives and will for some time to come. A crisis rooted in a rigged system, corruption, fraud, debt slavery. And thirdly is the state of our planet. Something much more than climate change, something that would be better described as abrupt biospheric collapse. There's something called normalcy bias that psychologists have recognized that, you know, as intense as things become, there is a tendency in the human being to just try to maintain normalcy. And it can be a form of denial. But we who are awake, we who are aware of haq, of reality, and who wish to not be in any kind of denial, but who wish to be awake and conscious and responsible, we need to heed the circumstances of our lives. So I've been asking myself, what can we draw from our tradition that might sustain us during this time? I'm remembering that often in the Holy Quran there are many verses that begin, Ayuhan Anas, O humanity. These are verses addressed to all of humanity, not just to Muslims, but to humanity as a whole. And you know, our understanding of this religion, it is that it is something profoundly universal, that there's a message for all of us here. So in Surah Fatir, ayats 15 to 17, we read something like this. O humanity, you are the fuqara, the poor ones in need of God. And God is El-Ghani, the one without any needs, the inexhaustible treasure. And God is El-Hamid, the one to whom all gratitude is due. And if God willed, He could erase you all and replace you with a new creation. This is possible for God is Almighty, Al-Aziz. So what an extraordinarily profound reminder this is. We who are steeped in the wisdom and knowledge of Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi, we who have been dyed in the dying vat of God and have taken on the hue of who, through the beautiful words of Mevlana, might turn to Mevlana's words. Let me offer a selection from Mathnawi Book 1, verses 3900 to 3906. It has this title in one of our books, Our Need for You. Don't let a heart stray that has been guided by your grace. Turn away whatever harm the pen of destiny may have written. May the suffering in whatever you ordain not touch our souls. Keep us connected with those who are happy with you. There is nothing more bitter than separation. Without your refuge, there is only confusion. Our possessions ambush our real wealth. Our desires tear the garment of spirit from our souls. Since the harm we do devours the good we try to reach, how can anyone save their soul except with your protection? Don't let a heart stray that has been guided with your grace. Turn away whatever harm the pen of destiny may have written. And may the suffering and whatever you ordain not touch our souls. Keep us connected with those who are happy with you. This is the comfort of the path. This is the joy of spiritual community. This is the inner strength that we draw on. And this is how we recognize our need to be always in communion with the divine. But this also places on us a special responsibility. This communion with the divine is not for ourselves alone. It brings with it responsibilities to be of service, to be consciously aware of the needs of our environment, and with our strong hearts to be able to make a prayer for all of humanity. I would like to suggest that it is our responsibility. It is a beautiful possibility that each of us could offer a prayer for humanity with positive intention, with the most profound hope and love and strength of heart. A prayer might be something like, O humanity, wake up from the belief that you are only your body in this material world. O humanity, leave the prison you have created with your judgment, blame, fear, and selfishness. O humanity, recognize your need for El Ghani, for the one who has no need, for that one who is the inexhaustible treasure. Wake up your gratitude for El Hamid, the one to whom all thanks is due, the one to whom we owe everything. And O nafs, O ego, become a servant of the heart. And in that service, live a life of conscience, patience, purpose, and contentment. O humanity, may we awaken together to meet the challenge before us. And there is no escape. Amen. Salam, dear friends.
يا أيها الناس أنتم الفقراء إلى الله والله هو الغني الحميد إن يشأ يذهبكم ويأت بخلق جديد وما ذلك على الله بعزيز